One God, one music, one mission to bring right inspiration to everyone. This is BRITE Radio, playing all your favorite contemporary Christian and gospel music together, broadcasting worldwide from Washington, D.C. on BRITERadio.org. Go mobile by downloading the app on Google Play and the App Store. This is BRITE Radio.
Marty and Katina show.
No, the Katina and Marty show.
Why?
Because ladies first.
I guess so. But
what do you guess? That I'm a lady or that ladies should go first?
yeah, I know you're a lady. We've been married for 16 plus years. So you're right. Ladies first. The Katina and Marty show.
Sounds good.
I'm glad you like it.
Welcome, good evening. It's the Marty and Katina show and summer. If you are a fan of BRITE Radio, which you should be, you see it's summer from the Summertime Show.
Oh, finally, I'm here.
I know, exactly. It's been a while. And unfortunately, Katina had to switch her praise worship evening, so she's praise worshiping. Is that a word?
We can go with that.
Okay.
Hey, Katina, we miss you.
Exactly.
Yeah.
One thing you have to do, Michelle from the business, and she was co-hosted with me. You're going to have to correct my English. That's what, FYI. So I might make up new words. You're going to have
I'm
to.
good with that. I'll just define them for you.
Please do. Please do. That's what she does. And sometimes if I just have this moment of cloudy face, just speak and go, oh, that's what he meant.
Gotcha.
So that's the one. But I'm overly excited because you are going to debut some songs that have never been officially played
Anywhere else on radio.
Anywhere else on radio.
Yes.
Except on some parties that we're going to talk about later that people can come to. So I'm so excited about that. But before we get into the major excitement news, I just need to pause for a second and just say something to people out there that it just hit home again today that it's important to just love on people.
Amen.
I had to go to a funeral. I didn't have to, but obviously, you feel obligated, and I did. Went to a funeral of a man who had passed away at the age of 46. And it hit home because I'm turning 43 here in 3 week.
Oh, nice.
Yes, so 3 years. And he has a 7th grader and a 3rd grade boys. They go to my daughter's school. They were on vacation, had a massive heart attack. So it's one of those just reality checks.
Yes.
And I know it kind of which was weird, it kind of ties into what you've been doing.
Yeah.
In the sense of taking God's call. And what's interesting, and he's a physical therapist by trade. A year and a half ago I saw him, and I said, oh, I got something going on with my ankle, can you check it out? He's like, no, I stopped doing that. I felt that I needed to be more with my family.
Wow.
A year and a half ago, so,
What was his name, Marty?
Raj. So, yeah. So it's kind of like your journey where, all of a sudden God just said, here it is.
Right, I was practicing law for
Correct.
several years.
And him being physical therapist, income and all that, and just, going out on faith that, a year and a half late, that he got that precious time with his boys. So, he listened.
Yeah.
Exactly. And I know that's what you did.
I did.
You want to start, what are you doing right now? I know we talked about music, so obviously it's music. You got an album coming out?
I do. So, like you said, I transitioned from being a lawyer to going into ministry full time. And a big part of that, behind the scenes, that people didn't know about, is that I've been working on this album for a couple of years. And it's done now. It's called Love Letters. And I wrote every song on it as a love letter to God. It's so personal. I think people will hear that shortly. But yeah, it chronicles the journey that I've been through and how God has been with me every step of the way.
So about 2 years ago, you just stopped law, or
3 years now.
3 years.
Yeah,
okay.
it wasn't just kind of like one day.
Of course,
right.
Right.
God was speaking to me over time. But yeah, I walked away from a job with the federal government where I was not being pushed out. It was a good situation. But I was very clear that God was calling me to minister to people through music, through speaking, and I always have had this love for children, so I kept seeing children in my visions.
Right.
And one of the big things I do now is I'm a youth ministry director. So.
And I'm excited about that. And if you follow you on, you have Facebook pages and all that, and we'll talk about that later. But I love how you are always taking the youth places.
Yeah, I try to expose them to as much as I can.
And we don't know, and this is where it hit home again today, you don't know what kind of influence you have on people.
You really don't. You know,
No, you don't.
I have a lot of middle school age boys.
Sure.
And I know you're
Right.
familiar with that
Yeah.
as a teacher, right? And so they don't get mushy a whole lot. But some of the boys recently just told me, they're like, you're a second mom.
Right.
And they have moms in their lives, but they're like, Miss Summer, we count on you to be there for us, to help counsel us through things. And so I knew it was like super mushy for them, which made it really special for me. But yeah, you don't know the impact you're having, and I pray that as they grow, something that I've done, whether it's just a hug or a scripture I've shared, whatever it is, will influence them in a mighty, mighty way.
Right.
Yeah.
So you have I got to go to a listening party. Yeah, it's my first listening party.
Mine too. It's my second.
Okay. I actually didn't know what it was, and it was actually at someone's house, and it was really cool.
Thank you.
And got to experience a lot of feedback and got to hear your album. And the one that and people who follow me on my show know that I love upbeat songs.
Okay.
I'm a big upbeat person. I coin a phrase in the summer called roll down your window and witness. My family hates it. Actually, at a red light, I'll roll it down and we'll just jam
just
out.
Just blast out some Christian song?
Some Christian song that's upbeat.
Great.
So your next song, I think, could be that.
I love it.
Could be that.
This is the roll down your window and witness song.
Exactly.
Yes.
And actually, because what's funny is you guys made us do some critiquing and writing. So actually, you'll probably figure out which one mine was, because I actually wrote that on my... Okay. So you probably found that there was like, this could be that song that, you're just... But the funny thing is, it makes you happy, but at the same time, you never know. And I've really recently, with everything that's been going on, you never know when you're going to have that God moment.
Right.
And who's to say it? And, my family jokes and listen, but who's to say that somebody, Third Day has a song, and you have songs that are about, releasing and other things and just letting God, who's to say? And I'm not here to, scare anybody, who's to say that person in that car, they're ready to go somewhere and and then that God moment, they're hearing the real thing and they go, well, what is this real thing?
Oh, I claim that in the name of Jesus. And I'm thinking a lot of times we pray to God for a sign.
Right.
Like, God, if this would just happen, then I'll do what you told me to do, or then I'll know what to do. So that could be the sign, right?
Yeah.
Who knows who was just praying the prayer and then you roll down your window.
Exactly.
And,
And I think more and more, it took me, 43 years, but to realize, and I know you just being a witness, is just, you got to live your life like that. And, you got to keep going forward and then trust that God, we're doing the right thing, and He'll open and close the doors. So let's listen to that song now. We've talked about it.
The real thing.
The real thing. If you're in your car right now, roll down. Well,
roll down
if you're
your window. It's
well,
hot, but roll it. Keep your air on.
Yeah, I was gonna say, if you're in Maryland right now, I understand you probably don't want to roll down your window. It's really hot, but keep the air conditioner on. Blast this song. And what's the name of it again?
The Real Thing.
First time ever on radio right now.
Woo!
Okay, it's clear. So it's not coming through? Okay. We're getting more here. Because it's coming through here. It's not, we're not getting, see, now the song should be playing through here. I know. It's only coming through here.
It's not in
Oh, it's not in here.
Oh, it's only in the headphones? If you want to listen, it's in there.
Okay, I'm hearing that's going out live. Yeah, what you're saying now is going out because this mic is picking it up. So we need to get it to go. So it's on Mevo right now. Dad did it today. Now it doesn't want to do it.
See, can't you see it? See
That's
it?
it. You can sing. Hey, you have a real thing.
Okay, but
Nothing's coming through
Like,
there.
put it up, put it up, put
Exactly.
it up.
Well, not driving. You can't do this
Wait,
while
the light,
driving.
click the light.
Oh, that's true. That's true.
Thank you, Ben.
Why is that? We didn't change anything. We didn't change anything. Is there another setting?
How personal do you get?
We can go listen.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm good.
Okay.
Yep.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm getting that tab. Yeah, I know. It's all good. It's all coming there. We didn't change anything. Maybe pull it out and try it again.
Hey, did you see my buddies got 4 Dove Award nominations?
You are the real thing, Jesus. Ain't nothing like the real thing. You are light in the shadow. You Jesus, freedom, freedom. You are the real thing, Jesus. I find my hope in you. Your spirit guides me through this life. You are the reason I am living.
That'd be a great picture.
There is true peace in you. You shield me and give me strength to fight. You are the reason I am living. You are freedom.
Yes, clothes, right? Yeah. Grandma dance. I know that,
You are the real thing, Jesus.
You're back with the Marty and Katina show, and if I pause there, we were still jamming to the song, and awesome. I love it.
Thank you so much.
I love that one. I remember we're going to play 4 tonight,
Okay.
and it'll be interesting to see. Maybe on Facebook somebody else can say which one should be the one that's played all the time or more often than
Oh
others.
yeah, we welcome your feedback.
Exactly.
Absolutely.
I know you said that on our
listening party,
our
yeah.
listening party. So why don't we just talk about that now, because we keep talking about that
Okay.
people could probably do their feedback tomorrow night, right?
Yes, they can. We are actually having our final listening party, and this one is open to the public. It's free. It's at Longview Bible Church in Owings Mills, Maryland. The address is 10999 Red Run Boulevard.
But where can we find? Like, obviously,
Yeah.
me who just listened to, I was like, where again? So where can we actually? You've got a Facebook page, or where could we know more
About the project.
Yeah.
Right now, I want everybody to check out pledgemusic.com/summer.
Okay.
And I guess we'll post that on Bright Radio.
Yes.
To make sure everybody has the right link. Yeah, you can actually pre-order the project.
Awesome.
Concert tickets. We're going to be doing a big release concert on September 17th. And so we want people to, hook in and get their tickets for that. So
Yes.
they're ready to go. You're going to be there, right?
Yes.
Okay. Great.
September 16th. 17.
Yep.
What day is it? That's
It's a Saturday.
Oh yeah, I will.
Yeah,
As long as it's not Sunday, because you know what's started now.
Football season.
Exactly.
Oh, mercy.
Exact-
Don't start.
So
This is when some wives want to slit their wrists because we can't get your attention anymore.
And we've talked about this on the show. I am so blessed that I have a major football fan in my house.
Really? Now, was Katina always a football fan?
Yeah, big Packer fan. Always. Well, when you're up that cold in Wisconsin, there's nothing else to do. I know, and she's not here to defend that.
She's gonna get you.
But we actually made the news last year because the Washington Redskins and the Green Bay Packers were playing each other. Yeah, and the newscast followed us and everything because she came. And actually, this year I have season tickets, but she's already said I'm going to the Green Bay's coming back. She's going to the game, so I'm blessed that I have that. I know there's
Katina,
a lot.
good job. Yeah,
exactly. I know there's a lot of people out there that are just like, oh, football, forget it. I don't see my husband or my boyfriend ever, or I have to start like it because then I'll at least get to see.
Like,
right,
rah, rah.
exactly.
Yeah, I know nothing about football. I know
and
that
you
there are
wait.
touchdowns.
Wait a second.
Yeah.
Okay, we're gonna have to. When are we gonna have this? Because if you're
gonna help
teaching,
me?
yes, because if you're teaching middle school,
Yes.
and boys, that's how you can connect.
Yeah, that's true. That's true.
I
And
mean-
one of my sons, I have 2 sons.
Oh,
right?
right, and you
Actually
wait,
does
and you
like
have
football.
right, and you
so,
have
yeah.
sons too.
Right. I'll sit
And then
there for
if
a couple
you
minutes. And
right, but if you throw out teams
Yeah.
and say, look what happened,
then I'm
and
cool.
that you're cool, and
Yeah.
then you can make some good religious analogies with it, and they'll probably
Okay.
listen to you more.
That's a good selling point. All right.
And there's some really good good athletes out there that are good Christians.
There are. Absolutely. Absolutely. Yes.
And it would be great to the connection.
Okay.
So maybe we'll have
Is this
to
like a firm commitment now that I'm on Radio Sam?
Exactly. It has just been on there, but that was
Yeah.
FYI. That was also smart. You did it 17th
Thank you.
because starting Sundays
Yes.
you're going to lose a lot of different people.
Absolutely.
And then the following day, see, this is how sick of a person
You already
I'm at.
know?
I know that we're playing. Washington Redskins are playing Dallas on the 18th at 1 p.m. at home.
You really.
Oh
are
yeah. Well,
keyed in. Yeah,
well,
this
that
is-
and I go to the game, so I need
You
to
gotta-
know.
okay,
yeah.
right.
So if Katina throws out a date to me, like you just did, I'll be like, "Ooh, sorry, I got a game." So
Awesome.
yeah.
Yeah, I got it.
But
So
let's
I'll
go-
call you when I'm ready to get educated on football.
Exactly. And then maybe you can just write a fun song like I tried to like football.
The football song.
The football song.
The real thing.
You could
No,
be
Jesus is the real thing.
It
right?
is,
Yeah.
he is, but you could be like Lecrae, KB, because they have a lot of their songs they play to motivate them at the beginning of games.
Do they?
Yeah, if you
Ooh,
followed
see,
sports,
if I followed, I know
you
that.
would know that.
Right. Yeah. Okay,
yeah.
I'm at it now.
Or you could. How cool would it be? Right now, exclusive. Remind me. The big thing is baseball walk-up songs. Have you ever heard of that?
Yes, I have.
Oh, right, because you
I
sang
sang
it.
it, yeah, and
but
I'm actually going to be doing another Bay Sox game. They
Right,
just
but-
got in touch with me for like a Christian night that they're having.
Awesome.
Yeah, so that's
August-
August 21st. It's a Sunday.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
I know about that one.
Yeah.
I know about that
Cool,
one.
cool.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Awesome. But
Thank you.
the big thing with baseball is walk-up songs, and they'll play a song, and lots of times now it's Christian artists. So
I did
how
not
cool,
realize they were playing Christian artists now for the walk-up songs.
They could any base. Who,
Let me
if
say,
it-
I
if
get a
he's-
little frustrated with the
if
walk-up
he's-
songs because as soon as I start to groove, it's over.
Well, yeah, because it's for them
To actually
10
walk.
seconds of walking up. You know, it's if that one, but
Yeah.
it's their song.
Okay.
So they just have to go to an artist. So you just need to find
Ooh, I
someone, an
do.
artist, and say, "Here's
Come
my
on,
song."
y'all. Yes.
The real thing
would be an awesome walk-up song.
Exactly. So
Yeah.
during Bay Sox, or your manager's right here, tell them to call
Ben
some
is here,
baseball
Ben.
players
Hey.
to get a walk-up song.
Hey, you
So,
Good stuff, Marty.
right, okay. But now back to
We're bringing it back, right?
bringing it back is love letters,
Yes.
and why the title Love Letters.
You know, I have always had a close relationship with God. You know, I know some people like have the testimony of they went away from God and he brought them back. That's not my testimony. I'm not perfect. You know, I'm not
No, of
professing
course.
to be perfect, but I've just always loved God and appreciated his love for me. In the last few years, you know, we shared that I was transitioning
Sure.
from law to ministry. I've also been going through a lot in my personal life. And, you know, anyone who listens to the Summertime Show, you've probably heard pieces of that. But, you know, I was married and I'm no longer married. So I was going through a separation and a divorce and all that entails, while I also kind of lost my livelihood that made me feel secure enough to
Sure.
support myself. So it was an interesting time. Really, it's been a journey. And in that journey, you know, I think a lot of times when we go through suffering, and I mean deep suffering, we turn to God like never before. And that's essentially what happened with me. I feel like I went deeper and deeper with God. I needed him so bad, sometimes just to like stand me up and keep me going.
Sure.
And he did, Marty, day after day after day. I mean, sometimes I'd be so sad just trying to figure things out. And then my kids would come and say, Mommy, I want to do this. And anybody who knows me knows how much I adore my children.
Sure.
And God would just give me that strength and that joy and peace to mother them and be there for them and go do homework and go out and, you know, take the walk and just do all the things that you would do when you're feeling good. Right? So the songs came literally as me just expressing my love for God, not necessarily writing for an album,
Okay.
just writing because there was so much filling me, you know, that it needed to come out.
Right.
And as I did that, I mean, they were essentially like, you know, me communicating with God. So we call them love letters.
Gotcha.
He gave me the title. And it's honest. A lot of it is raw,
Right.
you know, and I think it's such a vulnerable point for an artist to put everything out there like that. But what I'm learning more and more is that when we do that, when we're courageous enough to be vulnerable and honest about where we are and where we're not,
Right.
people really can connect with that and grow along with you.
No, you're so right, and I already saw that when people were just drawn to your songs. Be honest with you,
Sure.
Because you're honest with me, I'm honest with you. I was not ready to speak at your your
right,
party.
At the party. So we allow, just so they know, we
yes.
allow people to make
And are you going to
comments,
do that also
tomorrow night?
Okay.
Absolutely, yes.
All right. So tomorrow night, if you come, I came in I was just going to listen, just see how it was, just take it in.
Yeah.
I'm at the same time, I do observe a lot,
Sure.
and I listen, and so I was just going to do that, and I was just going to, see how it was. A little skeptical,
Okay, sure.
let's be honest,
That's fair.
and then I started listening, and I think you nailed it on the head. It was just you could see the realness, and I don't care if you're an adult or if you're a kid or whatever, you can see realness.
Wow.
You sense it, and I mean, as a teacher, and I know you've been doing some teaching.
Substitute teaching, that's right.
And
Yeah.
also middle schoolers,
Right.
and they can read you like a book. So
Oh, yeah. They see a phony from a mile away.
Correct.
Yeah.
And now getting to have this opportunity, almost 2.5 years being on this, I've interviewed a lot of various people. I can sense that too.
Wow.
I mean, it's interesting where I've had God moments where I've had goosebumps. I've had, and other times I'm like, yeah, okay. You're just,
They're just giving the-
Yeah, exactly. And I'm
Yeah.
like, okay, yeah, really great. Right. But I felt compelled.
Wow.
I don't know what number it was, what number song it was, but the first one got me. I think like I said, it's just
That's our dance party song,
It's a
right?
dance
Yeah.
party. It's high energy, but if you listen to the words, it's both, and that's important.
Yes, I mean, I've been listening to it too now that it's
Right.
finished, and that bridge. I find my hope in you. Your spirit guides me through this life. You are the reason I'm living.
Correct.
There's
Right.
a lot more to that than just like dance party, right?
Correct.
Yeah. Yeah.
But what's neat about those songs, and I think that's what really gravitates to a lot of people, is you can dance to it, you can have, but then at the same time, subconsciously, which is scary about music. And I know you're saying a lot of, we were just talking about walk-up songs and you're grooving to it, but then you just listen. They just talked
Ooh,
about.
what did we just say? Right.
You just
Yeah.
talked about you were going to do what to a woman?
Absolutely.
Nine times out of 10. I mean, or you're treating them like what? But then you're getting to then be real with, you're right. It's the real thing. It's just, it's no guy. It's no alcohol. It's no drugs. It's nothing
right.
that for the longest time I think we always tried to do. And being real, like you said, I mean, we all have our issues.
Yes.
We all try to find quick fixes for them.
You're right.
I mean, it's
kinda
just
searching for something to make it better.
someone,
Yeah, someone, a lot of times, yes.
someone, something, all these, but the only real thing is this.
Amen.
And like I said, I felt compelled. I spoke what I like, and you'll see after these 4 songs. And if you want to hear them all, go tomorrow night. Go on Bright Radio,
That's
get all
right.
the information. But what I liked, and I'm a big proponent of this, and that's why I fell in love with this station, is you weren't in a box. It wasn't just, okay, you listen to this song. Okay, well, then the next song, it sounds the same way.
it's gonna
Or,
sound like-
okay,
yes.
or then the third song. Okay, well, it's going to sound like this. Or it's all going to be CCM, or it's all going to be gospel, or
Yes.
it's all going to be indie. No, it's all different. It's
Thank
all
you.
It's all fresh, and it's all real.
Thank you so much. That means a lot coming from you because I know you really do appreciate diversity in music. We've had talks like this
Correct.
before, right?
Correct.
Yeah.
And the other thing is most people know is I wouldn't say anything.
Okay.
To be honest
Yes.
with you, if I don't say anything, I won't. I'm very honest with people. So if all of a sudden I'm like, maybe I shouldn't say anything, my wife will, or she'll hit me under the table and say, "Don't say anything because
Yeah.
what you're going to say is probably going to hurt somebody's feeling." But so I'm so real.
Yes.
So when I'm telling, and go out, get this album. It's amazing.
Thank you.
Your mom, you said your dad, but let's just say your family.
They love this song, and
They
I love this song.
Yeah,
Yes.
and it's past tense. I said
yes.
promise, but it's promised.
Promised, and then
Yes.
actually in parentheses we put never alone.
Never alone.
because it's about that promise that God never leaves us nor forsakes us.
And let's listen to that, and then when we get back, why don't you just unpack that song for
Great,
us?
love it.
All
Thank
right.
you.
What are we listening to?
Promised, never alone.
Exclusively right now on Bright Radio.
Take it. So goofy. Like, take it.
It's all good.
Awesome. Oh, can you see yourself while you're talking?
It's the greatest gift being here with you, resting in your arms. Well, it's all I want to do. I thought that I could find in people what only you can give. Peace and contentment, a reason to live. I am never alone. You love me as your own. You are more than enough. I live for your love. And you promised never to leave me. You promised never to leave me alone. You promised never to leave me. You promised never to leave me alone. I'm broken, weary, unworthy of your love. Promise keeper, you never leave me alone. There is not a day when you are too busy for me. You run the world and the galaxies, and you still make time for me. Finding your embrace was the most critical discovery I've made. No problem is too much, for I am secure in your love. I am never alone. You love me as your own. You are more than enough. I live for your love. And you promised never to leave me. You promised never to leave me alone. You promised never to leave me. You promised never to leave me alone. I'm broken, weary, unworthy of your love. Promise keeper, you never leave me alone. When my heart is bleeding, I can't see my way. Reach out to my friends, but they don't know what to say. I'm reminded you're near, every moment so close to me. You're just waiting to hear me acknowledge I need you. I need you.
what moves me about just you got to go to our concert. You got to go to the listening party. It's pretty impressive that I'm just sitting here watching and you get moved by your own songs because they're so personable.
Yeah.
They're so obviously you wrote it in a point where you felt like you must have been almost alone. Do you want to?
Wow. Yeah, I actually did. I have to stop crying when I hear that song.
Well,
Yeah.
I mean,
Yeah.
I've learned that it's, as a guy, it took me a while too. It's okay to cry.
It is okay to cry.
And,
Amen.
Jesus did too. Jesus
Jesus
wept.
wept.
I mean, and you laugh about that,
Yeah.
but the time,
No, it's true.
you other emotions you don't hear Jesus doing.
Mm.
You don't hear a lot of other
Like
emotions
him
that,
laughing
or
like-
just, in the sense of, our emotions
Yeah,
and
okay.
where he could connect with us. And I think, like you just said, suffering, saw it today, where I think he says, like you in the song, he'll never leave you. And where we feel left
Yes.
is usually around a death. And that's where Jesus wept too. And if he's the coolest guy in the whole world, the superhero of superheroes, and he wept, then it's okay. And I think it's also really okay for guys too. I think for the longest time,
I agree.
For the
Yes.
longest time, it was, we got to hold in our emotions, and I think that just really
It has other adverse effects when you try
correct.
to keep all that in.
Correct. And so no, you can be emotional. I mean, and what's again, it shows the realness. I almost made up a word, so that must have had a Katina
Realness
spirit.
works.
And I know, I was like, that's a real word. Woo! So all right, but so where were you when
I wrote this one?
When you wrote this one?
Alone with God. It was when kids were at school, and
Were you happy that you were alone with God, or because I've cried out like, "Where are you? I need you."
I
Have you never done that?
Yeah, absolutely.
Okay,
Oh
okay.
yeah. We have a song, God, I Need You. That's like a cry.
Right.
Yes,
Well,
yes.
yeah.
It happens to be one of your favorites. Right?
Exactly, which we are going to play because
I think I was happy to be alone with him. I remember though that particular day, I wanted to do some other things. Like I didn't want to just sit and kind of spend time with God. And I remember just hearing in my spirit, like, you can go do these other things you want to do, but if you do, you're going to miss out. And so I chose to sit in God's face, and that song literally poured into me.
Wow.
Like right then and there. And I was moved to tears just singing it alone. Sure. I don't even play an instrument, so it wasn't everything that you hear now. But it was it's that cry out, that appreciation for God's presence.
Right.
Right. It's the greatest gift, just being here with you. And then also the plea, though, God, remember, because I know you're here and I know you care about me. Don't leave me alone right now. Like, I don't think I'll make it. I think that's really where that's coming from. I need you so badly.
Right.
So I think, every time I hear it, there are different pieces of the song that kind of touch my heart.
Of course.
And remind me of different places I was. But yeah, that.
And you've got a personality kind of like mine where even just having alone time with God sometimes is hard.
It could be a little uncomfortable, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, I've worked on the whole, we've got another great host, Debbie Howe, who does a big prayer, and she says she takes 20 minutes alone with God, and I'm like, oh my God, like alone, like stop, like I was like, wow, good for you. I'm up to like 8 minutes, and then I'm like get antsy, So
yes, and Debbie loves Joyce Meyer too. Like I remember Joyce would say, set your alarm to like an hour.
I know,
and pray.
like,
that kind of freaked me out too. I have to be honest,
yeah. So I think just praying the lone piece is like brings people into my life also. Because if you look, Jesus had disciples. It was, any time except for, and then he got, he went with his father and was alone, but then he always came back and hung out, it was like, so, good for you in the sense of, when you're alone, you feel alone, where obviously, like you said, it's promised. We, for some reason, as humans, put that shield of feeling like he's gone when he's not.
He's always present.
He's always, but I think some of our personalities are like, what's going on?
Sure. And, if you're, some of the stuff I was going through, just really facing some major loss and feeling out of control, You know, and I am a kind of I've tamed it some, but I could be a control freak.
No.
I can. So, you know, just that feeling of I can't control this and this is out of my hands. All of that made me even more anxious. You know, and so getting to the point where you can trust God enough to be in control because he really is anyway. We just perceive that we're in control a lot, right?
No, you're right.
Yeah.
And I know if all of a sudden you're substitute teaching and you're where I'm doing, you know, I think you were doing 4 or 5 different jobs.
Oh, yeah, I got a bunch of jobs.
Right, and that
and
alone,
still not making as much money as I used to.
Right,
And
that's got to you got to release that.
Yep.
You know, and then also release the whole, like you said, control thing.
Yep.
It's nice to know that at 9 o'clock I'd go, but et cetera, et cetera.
And can I give the testimony too? Because I know
you can, of course.
I can talk about the struggle, but I have to say that in all of that, the financial issues, the emotional issues, God literally has kept me and my children through it all. Like, I don't have any missed bills.
Right.
We have a safe place to live. My kids are taken care of, you know, and God has done that.
Right.
I have to give him credit for that. You know, with me being out of control of many things, he proved that he you know, he's God and he deserves to be God.
Exactly.
Like, let him do what he does.
Right.
Yeah.
Or I don't remember who would say this, but, you know, the problem is we need a car. And in our head, we need a BMW, or we need, you know,
good.
you know, car's a car, and if it gets you to point A to B, God said He'll provide. And
That's
if
right.
you know, and like you just said, if it's a safe house, then you know, it might not be, you know, you got
The grandest,
right? You know,
yeah.
it's you know, I'm not going to pick on anyone and that I know and
Oh,
I
I
won't
hope
say
not.
names.
As he's looking around the room.
No. I'm just saying that you know, there's people that there's just 2 of them, and they have like 7-bedroom houses. I'm
Sure.
like, you know, so God will provide, and I think that's the problem in our materialistic world.
Yes.
That God will provide, but we're so worried about, well, we need the bigger scale.
Yes.
You know?
Definitely.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Now, this is the song that just moved me to say something.
Okay.
Aren't we playing that one now? Right? No? What?
Oh, we're gonna.
Yeah.
Your song. I Need You.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Right? Your family got a song. We
Yeah.
got the upbeat song. It's my show. I'm going to get
And
the
Marty,
song.
your comments really blessed me that night
Okay,
because I know
person.
how honest you are.
Right.
You know, and I could sense your sincerity. And,
Right.
You know, I remember what you said. I'm not going to mimic it because you're probably
Right.
going to say something
No,
similar.
no, but
But yeah, this song really got to you, right?
this one really just moved me because just, you know, everyone has their moments in life. And I actually had a cry out to Jesus moment. And it was actually in Haiti, and I cried out. And at the time, it wasn't your song; it was a Third Day song, "Cry Out to Jesus."
Oh, I love that.
And you know, and I actually was on the 3 or 4 gentlemen that were there. They were like, "Yeah, no, you still can't sing when you cried out to Jesus," but it was I had got peace, and I actually did the crying out. I was very frustrated, you know, and I was just at the point I just messed up my ankle. I didn't know if I was going to walk again, and when I heard this song, it was that whole concept of just, you know, it's okay to cry out to him. And, you know, it's so, and that's where once again I'm coming back to, it's okay to cry.
Yes, it is.
It's okay to cry. You know, if anybody, just pour it all out to him or her, you know, whatever spirit, and it's something that if you haven't gone through it, you know, and I know you have, it's just a feeling of a high that I think most people try to get through other things.
Can I gotta add something to this. Okay. So years ago when I was going through this, you know, not in the, it wasn't such a distant past, but I was going through some counseling, which I recommend to people.
Sure.
And I remember the counselor said to me, you know, Summer, you're not seeming to let this out emotionally, right? Because I'm controlling, right? There it is. And so I'm like, well, I can't. And she said, why can't you? And I said, because if I do, I will fall apart. She said, and what's so bad about you falling apart? I'm like, my children need me. I got to be together. I got to do this and, you know, all those things that we think.
Right.
And she said, next time you feel that way, I just want you to fall apart.
Right.
I was so terrified of that. Like, I really had this vision of me, like, going in my closet, which really wasn't that big, and, like, never being able to pick myself up again. I'm being as honest as I can be. And the next time it happened, when that emotion just welled up inside of me, I let it go.
Right.
Because she told me to, and I was trying it out. And you know what? I cried for like probably about 5 minutes straight, and then I was done. And I kept going, and I felt
Sure.
strong. And I mention that because I think a lot of times we're trying to hold it back, hold it back, hold it back. And if we just let it out,
Right.
there is a healing in that. That's that's waiting to be discovered.
Yes, and then my wife would say you let it out too much sometimes. No, I'm kidding. But no, on a very serious note, you're so right. I mean, it's just you've got to release it because so many people just and I agree. You need to have obviously not in front of your children. I agree.
Right,
The closet. I do. If you listen to the show right before I go to bed, I do about 10 minutes of. I go in the bathroom. I turn on the hot water and I do like steam.
I love this. Oh my gosh, I didn't know we had that in common.
Oh, you do. And
I love the bathroom is my place, and I turn on the shower.
But I don't dance.
You don't dance. Well,
No,
sometimes I worship and just write though.
Okay, well that's good. Okay, yeah, and it's just if the Lord, and this is a Lord God moment, if He ever would, I would love a steam room in my house. God,
You know what?
FYI,
God, please give him a steam
right? Well,
room.
He
Right.
does.
Right.
Duh, hot water, and he still pays for the bill of the hot water.
God
so,
provided.
Yeah, He provided. He's like, duh. Come on. You don't need like all these big. Just
turn on
the hot water, and in 10 minutes, it's pretty hot.
Marty, I love
But it's the time where I release, and ever since I've done that, and I had someone else talk to me about this, that's the last thing I remember is listening to God, and then I go to bed.
Amen.
So it's letting go,
Yes.
and then just go to bed. It's whatever thoughts He has for you when you go to bed, rather than I just as a teacher, you're thinking about all your students.
yeah.
No, I'm just. Clear my mind.
Cleared all that. Let God replenish your thoughts.
Exactly.
And then, I love it.
And if you look, and in the Bible, He talks about water all the time.
That's right.
So, and also, I guess I enjoy just listening to the water running.
Okay, this is getting like unreal. Brian, why did you never tell us that we had this in common?
Well,
I talk about this all the
excuse
time.
me,
It's like
why
a
would I
sick
tell
thing.
Brian
No,
that
no.
I take a...
But he hears me talking about it.
Okay,
It's like my weirdo confession. Like that thing.
Well,
Everybody has that quirk, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, I love the sound of running water. I literally sleep to YouTube videos every night. This is probably too much information.
Right.
But, they have like 10, 11-hour ones.
Right.
Whoever really gets that much sleep. But you can listen to like the rain all night or the ocean. Or, yeah, it's obsessive.
I love it too. I agree 100. Actually, my wife emphasizes every time. The only time I'll relax is at the beach. So that's the only time she'll we're about to go to this Tuesday. Holler, thank you to my parents. My girls are in school. We're not in, so we're going to Cancun for 4 days.
Nice.
Yeah, 4 or 5 days. I don't. But it's right on the beach because she knows I'll just relax. Because otherwise,
that's your place.
I'm a chess player. I'm emphasizing. But water is just. Well, it's in the scripture. It's just calming, peace. Yep. So back to this song.
The song, I Need You.
I Need You.
Yes.
And there's a part of it where you can hear you just, it's a cry out. And it's where, I don't care if you're a singer or whatever, it's obvious that you could just, when you need it, you can just cry it out.
Yes, you can.
I don't care if you're on the mountain in Haiti, you're in your steam room, you're in the closet.
That's right.
You can just cry this out. And it's one of those easy phrases that you can easily remember. I mean, it's like, cry out to Jesus. Third day, I could see this one being another one of just a cry out song.
I love this, Marty.
So,
yes. Let's play it.
Let's listen to it.
Yes, let's do it.
In case you're waiting on an invitation, I got one to give. My heart is so empty without you, so come on in. It will be me for you and you for me. You've got more to offer, so Jesus, please. My heart is so lost without you. I'm lost without you. I want you in my life. You know that I need you. I need, gotta have you in my life. You know that I no life without you, no life without you. I want you in my life. You know that I need you. I need you. I need you. Gotta have you in my life. Gotta have you. I need you. I need you. I need you. I want you. I need you. I want you. Gotta have you. I want you. I need you. I want you. I want you in my life. I want you. You know that I need you. I need you, Lord. Gotta have you in my life. Gotta have you in my life. I need you. I gotta have you in my life. I want you in my life. I want you, Lord. I need you, Lord. I can't live a day without you. Gotta have you in my life. I gotta have you. I gotta have you. I gotta have you. I need I want you. Yes, I do. And I know that I need you. I want you. I need you. I want you. I gotta have you. I want you. I want you. I want more of you. I can't live without you. I need you, Jesus. I need you. I realize that I'm no good. I'm no good without you. I need you. I need you. I need you. I need you. I want you more than anything. More than anything. I need you, Lord. I need you. I gotta have you. I gotta have you. I gotta have you. I want you. I want you. I want you. I want you.
So, like I said, that was you.
That's
I
the
mean,
Cry Out.
yeah, that's the Cry
Yeah.
Out song. I
And
mean,
it's
just
mixed with the groove, though, right?
correct,
Yeah.
and that's where. And if you've listened and you're following along, all three of these songs, like I said, it's very different. It's not just one. You know, the when you hear love songs, I'll be honest, the title I would think easy listening.
Gotcha.
So you know, you're thinking all of like Promised. You know, just
Yeah,
kind of
just
and you're whatever you just did.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. You didn't want me to. Yeah,
Right.
you didn't want me to do that. But it was more of just you're in a cafe. You know, you're holding hands with your significant other. You know,
Gotcha.
kind of jazzy, easy listening. So what I liked was it was all different, and you got your ups, your downs, and all your emotions.
That really, it touches me. I'm hearing multiple people say that more and more. And, when Vincent Richardson, I should say, is the producer for this album.
Right.
He did a phenomenal job. And both of us just have diverse music taste. It wasn't that we sat down and said, let's make an album and let's make sure we have a CCM cut and a gospel cut and something that sounds like R&B. We didn't do that. It was just we obeyed. We did what God told us to do.
Right.
And it's blessing me now to see that people from all ethnicities and backgrounds, musical tastes, age groups can relate to the music across the board. One song might be a favorite over another, and that's to be expected. But so far, I haven't encountered anyone who's just like, oh, I can't get with that at all, Summer.
And
That's awesome.
we're gonna do a shorter segment because I want to hear.
No.
Yes, because because I found out the last time.
Yeah.
We can no longer go long. It'll just
Oh,
cut
he'll
off,
just
and
cut
the
us?
cloud just go.
Yeah.
So on Facebook we can go longer, but on Bright
Got
Radio,
it.
so
We're
at
done.
8 o'clock, it just the cloud
Boom.
takes away from me. So I learned that. So that's
out of
what.
control.
I was a little taken back, and it was actually pretty sad because I was middle prayer, and it was like,
Oh, no, not your prayers.
exactly, come on. And he was just like, yeah. I was like, okay.
Who runs the station, right?
Come on. I was like, is it?
As he's calm down,
And
Brian.
no pun intended,
Yeah.
the cloud. So he's like God, but it's more like Microsoft
Yes.
or Apple or whoever these IT people
Absolutely.
are.
Okay,
you
so
know.
we got to wrap up.
Yeah, so we have 3 minutes. So to be 3 minutes to wrap up or 3 minutes before. Correct. So I have 3 minutes to talk, but I have 3 minutes to talk.
Okay, yes.
Good. No
2
problem.
minutes to talk. Okay,
Okay,
we can do this.
2 minutes to talk real fast.
Yes.
This should have been the title of the album. This should be the radio song that played forever because this
Release. That's
Release.
the song we're going to play.
Release.
You love this song.
I love
Yeah.
I love this song because of your testimony behind it, and if you listen to it, it's just the real. You didn't want it to be on it.
No, I didn't.
And
It was too personal in my mind.
Too personal, and then that's why it's going to connect with everyone.
Yeah.
I'm throwing out a lot of these big artists, so maybe one day, I'm going to be then throwing out your song when I'm throwing out artists.
Yeah.
JJ Weeks did a song just like this that didn't want to be on the album.
Wow.
So because we only have 1 minute, I wanted you to be able to hear it. It's
Yes.
called Release. I'm going to make this my prayer. I usually pray every night, but this is our prayer going out from Bright Radio. Get it. It's called Release.
About forgiveness. Can I tell them once again where they can pre-order the album?
Please, real quick.
Pledgemusic.com/summer.
And then go on to Facebook. You'll see
And
it
you'll
all.
see all my stuff there. Yeah.
Release. Like I said, it should be the title. Let's go.
Let's go. Thank you.
This is Marty from the Marty and Katina Show. Katina, tell us what BRITE stands for.
It means bringing right inspiration to everyone.
BRITE. BRITE.
Bright Radio would like to take this time to thank you, our listening family. Your generous support of programming on Bright Radio makes the Marty and Katina Show a possibility. To make your tax-deductible contribution to Bright Radio, visit our donations page at brightradio.org.
I release you completely. Holding on was killing me. Better to rise than to die in my misery. Choosing forgiveness, the ultimate freedom. The chains of hate are broken. I refuse to drink the poison I release. Don't wanna live my life like this. I gave my best, but it's time to be moving on. Tired of the fighting, tired of the crying, tired of being tired. I'm strong, but I know when I have to yield the fight. I release you completely. Holding on was killing me. Better to rise than to die. Jesus.